Without further ado, why don't we get into Kayla Knows Nothing, The Prince of Winterfell, the 8th episode of Season 2, which you just watched.
I did.
And we're going to dig into it to uncover the hidden themes and nuances of what happened under the surface and examine its relation to politics, religion, life, all those things. Or just talk about what you thought about it.
Okay, let's do that.
What stood out to you? Anything?
I have several questions.
Shoot.
Well, first of all, starting with the very end, we do see that Bran is still alive.
Right.
With his little brother. Big brother?
Little brother.
Little brother.
Rickon Stark.
But they didn't make it out of that village, which I assume they did.
Well, like Osha talked about the wildling, what their strategy was there. Did you catch that?
Yes. Well, I know she said we went down by the river to throw off the hounds.
Yeah, and they came back to Winterfell because they figured that was the last place they would look.
Okay.
Which is true. Mm-hmm. I mean, no one would think to look for them there, and no one is looking for them there. Mm-hmm. So in a way, it was a good idea. Because, hey, they've avoided detection so far.
Right.
Except from Maester Lewin, who spied Osha smuggling some bread down into the caverns.
Right.
But he's sympathetic.
And he's down there with him now.
I think he visited.
Was that the first time he saw them? Or
yeah.
Okay.
That's the first time he saw them.
Okay.
So he knows they're there, but he's on their side.
Right.
So it shouldn't be a problem for them. What do they do now? I mean, they're trapped.
Really good question.
How long can they stay swiping stuff from the kitchens?
I guess we'll find out. But Bran's still alive, right? So
Bran's still alive, yeah. So where there's life, there's hope.
Yes. Well, I know he's still on the show, right?
Oh, yeah, good call.
That's
yeah,
what
fine.
I meant
So
by
he gets
that.
out eventually. We'll
Okay.
see. Or he's still there. You don't know.
It's true, we don't know. But no, now I'm sad for I'm sad either way. The poor innocent farm boys. Oh, why
course.
didn't Theon look at them before? Did he? Wouldn't he know that wasn't them?
He knows it's not them.
Oh, he does.
Remember, he burned them because he wanted to appear
Make a
like
point?
he's in charge.
Okay, so he knows it's not the
he
Starks.
totally knows.
Okay.
He knows they're out there. I don't think he thinks they're in Winterfell. He just thinks he lost them.
Okay.
And he said, okay, if I come back empty-handed, I'll look like an idiot, like a bigger idiot. So I'm going to take these
miserably.
He's really failing. Although, even there was that little moment where he gave the gold to the guy, said pay the farmer for his loss. Like he's trying.
But then did he say the farmer's dead? Like he's
the guy
growing
killed
crops
the farmer.
or something.
And that kind of surprised him. Like Theon still isn't in this space. He's not.
Hi, you're killing people.
Doing this tough guy thing. He's half committing and it's not working at all.
Okay.
His sister visited though.
Yeah.
And they had
She kind of put him in his place.
A bit, yeah. She put him in his. She told him that this is a dumb idea. You can't hold this, which is kind of not news to us. We know he's bungling this. Mm-hmm. The only person who doesn't seem to know it's him. I kind of like their conversation though, where she kind of got tender with him and talked about he was a baby and how they had a relationship
crying
then.
when she, went to his crib.
Does she really care about him?
Maybe, yeah, because I don't think she would have been so hard on him if she didn't care.
Right, his family. But she's been, when they met up again, they did that whole trick you into feeling me up thing.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
So they have a weird relationship, but it's going somewhere. Let's move on to a little further north to, I was probably going to do this and I didn't. I did this.
Oh, but I like that.
Okay, fine. To Beyond the Wall, where Jon is hanging out with his new wildling captors. Mm-hmm. Ygritte talked them out of killing him. Why?
Because he didn't kill her.
Right, he spared her life, he didn't kill her, now they're even. Is there anything more than that? Does she like him at all?
I think she does, whether she admits it or not.
Right, there's that one bit where...
She kind of has that, tough exterior, but I think she likes him.
I think she's kind of into him, too. This when he, fell down the hill, and she, just, a long shot of her just looking at him going, yeah.
Which, did I miss something at that part?
What do you think happened?
Okay, so his buddy, they were having conversation.
His boss, yeah, basically.
And then it was like
boss.
he was giving him, telling him what he needs to do, and then starts yelling at him, making a big scene, and then pushes him.
Right.
I didn't get that.
Okay. I think what's happening is his name is Corran Halfhand. He's a boss in the Night's Watch. He knows they're going to kill him. He's too famous, Corran Halfhand. He's been doing this for a long time. The wildlings know who he is, and he's dead. I think what he's trying to do is a chance that Jon Snow might gain their trust. So he's trying to make a show of saying Jon Snow's a traitor, he's awful. That way they might at least let him live. I think he's trying to set Jon up as a double agent.
Okay. You think?
I think. Maybe. Who knows? And we'll see where, if anywhere, that goes. Also, there's a little tiny scene where Sam and his buddies were digging up some old knives. Anything about that interest you?
So the people before them had left that?
Oh, like the first men who were the ones there like 1,000 years ago.
It was a little suspicious, I think. I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of like
first of all of that like snow mountain, and they find this one little circle.
That was Iceland, right?
So,
digging latrine pits at the end of the
I mean,
world.
it's there to help them, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it really can't do much with that scene right now. Just they found knives. What do the knives mean? We'll find out.
Okay.
Move on to the Riverlands, which was interesting this week. So my question, my question for you here is, I think both Catelyn and Catelyn and Robb made decisions that you could call a little boneheaded. Do you have sympathy for either of them?
I don't think he should have arrested his mom. But is she up to something? I
mean, what did she do?
She let Jaime escape,
let Jaime go.
But he's with Brienne of Tarth.
Oh yeah, I mean, she sent him like with an escort.
Oh.
And who is Brienne? And her idea is she's going to send him back to King's Landing and exchange him for Arya and Sansa.
Did she explain that to Robb though? I don't feel like
she did. Yeah, They talked about it. Like, I want to get my daughters back, and
but does Robb know that there's a guard with him?
I assume they didn't mention it, but I mean, I would assume she told him.
Okay.
Why she wouldn't? She didn't just like let Jaime go. It's like, have fun.
That's what I assumed until we caught up with him.
Oh no, she sent him with Brienne to mind him and be kind of his jailer.
Okay.
But at the same time, he was a valuable prisoner. Should she have done that? Was that a move she should have made?
I think she's just going based on her motherly instincts.
And then Robb made his own kind of interesting move. He broke his engagement. Not broke it, but, you know, he had sex with a lady who wasn't his fiancée.
I like their relationship, though, so I don't care. That's probably going to hurt him at some point.
It was a sweet scene. I haven't seen it in a while. It was nice. And then they, like, really got the HBO nudity. Like, this is where we live here. They went full bore on that. Well, they did.
Yes, they did.
It was nice. Well, remember, so he's engaged to somebody. It's it's a military engagement too. It's not just a frivolous thing. So it could have consequences down the road.
I think it might.
Who made the bigger mistake, if you want to call those two things mistakes?
Between who?
Catelyn and Robb.
Probably Robb.
Fair enough. I think it's a good answer.
Okay, because he's not only jeopardizing himself, but his army and his family.
Right, and the allegiance of that.
She's just doing something for her children. She's not thinking about other
Will
things.
it work out, do you think? The Jaime sending him to King's Landing thing? Like, because he's on his way, he's with Brienne. Brienne's there to mind him. Do you see that journey going well? Like, what might he do to get out of that? Because I think he wants to escape. And he tried provoking her here. Didn't quite work, but might it?
But if there's someone that's watching over him, I'm glad it's her. She seems scary.
You're right. I mean, she doesn't seem the kind of person who's going to waver or, be distracted easily.
Right.
But he tried. He was trying to get her to get angry or release him and fight him one-on-one.
He did. But, I mean, Sansa can't leave, right? Because she's supposed to be...
Sansa can't leave, but what Catelyn wants, is that they make a trade. That they'll let Sansa leave if they get Jaime back.
And they still don't know that Arya's not there?
Catelyn doesn't know that.
Okay.
She's working on that assumption. It'll be a rude awakening if she ever finds out.
Okay.
Speaking of Arya, went to
Yes.
Harrenhal, and she sprung herself from the prison.
I love her. I just love her.
How so? What stood out for you for her about this week?
She's just smart. She's quick. She's daring. She's... I love her friendship with... How do you say it?
Gendry?
No.
Jaqen H'ghar?
Yes, Jaqen
assassin
H'ghar.
dude? Yeah.
I like their little alliance.
Little bond. Yeah, it is. It's weird because he's What do you make of him? He's a strange
he's scary
character.
and creepy, but he's he's helping her out. He's doing favors for her.
He is. And I mean, he kind of had to. Like, if not...
She let him escape. So.
She kind of forced him into that position. But again, you're right. That was a clever move on her part.
But yeah, she kind of just is calling the shots here, and it's working.
It did work. Like, she walked out of there. Some people had to die to do it. But she and her 2 friends walked out, too. Gendry and Hot Pie, who's the fatter kid.
He makes me laugh.
Does
He said he wanted to go back to the kitchen.
Wouldn't you? I mean, rather than walk out the door with, like, the 4 dead dudes propped open and looking on you? I don't blame
But at
him.
that point, they didn't know they were dead, right?
They didn't. But
Until
like,
they
a
got
little
close.
closer.
Yeah.
He could have run. He didn't. And so now they're out. What
They're free.
now? Should they go to what? To King's Landing? To go look for Catelyn? Up to Winterfell? They have a lot of options.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think they'll probably go either to Winterfell or King's Landing.
They'll have to decide like which way to go because they're on their own now. They're like kids in the wilderness, so we'll see how that goes for them.
That kind of be fun.
Gotta be fun. I don't know. Just like there's war everywhere, and you have to like live off the land. And I would die so fast. What am I gonna do? Eat squirrels and like just try mushrooms I see lying on the ground? I don't know if they're poisonous.
Did you not watch Castaway?
I did. I'm not sure that's gonna really help me. I mean, do you feel that you could...
I feel like I
maybe
could start
you
a fire.
If you're like an outdoorsy person.
Yeah.
Are you like that kind of person? Could you survive?
Not. I think I too would die really quickly.
Okay. But like you said, Arya is tough and clever,
Yes.
so maybe
I have no doubt
she'll be able
she
to
will
pull
make
it out.
it. Yes.
Let's go really quickly to Karth. We stopped by there super fast for Daenerys and Jorah. My question for you here is like, should they just get it on already or what?
Do they like... Well, I know he likes her. Does she like him?
Do you think she does?
She was like caressing his face.
She was. I mean...
I thought they were going to kiss.
What do you make of that? Do you think she likes him?
I think it's like a big brother dad figure.
I think you're probably right. I don't think she likes him the way he likes her.
Okay.
But she likes him. Like she depends on
Yeah,
him. He's
it's
a
like-
loyal friend.
Her BFF at this point.
Yeah, I mean kind of the one person who's been with her this entire time. Is she
And
going
he's going to help her get her dragons.
I mean, do you think they should go to that creepy, weird blue-lipped wizard tower place?
Well, I mean, she kind of made it clear that she's not leaving without him.
And she's got, I mean, you wouldn't, right? You have dragons, you don't want to leave. You gotta get them back.
Have to get them back.
Yeah, put yourself in her shoes. All right, let's go to King's Landing, where some big stuff happened here. Let's talk first about that Cersei scene, I guess.
Yeah, she is still evil.
Well, does she have a point at all? So her...
She's mad because, is it daughters or daughter?
Just the daughter,
Daughter
Marcella.
was
Tyrion
traded.
shipped her off. But again, that's probably for her own good, because there is going to be a war in King's Landing in a minute here. Stannis
Yeah.
is coming. And she's not here to experience it. That's a good thing. She also thinks that Tyrion's trying to get Joffrey killed in battle. Is she right?
I hope so.
Well, so in that case, maybe she's justified in pulling this kind of crap. I mean, do you think Tyrion actually wants... Okay, I think it's the difference between wanting Joffrey to die, but do you think he's actually plotting it?
No, I don't think he's going out of his way.
Right, I think you're right. I think Cersei does think that, though. So she has this whole scheme where
She's gonna stop it before he gets there.
Right, how did she do that? It was her little plot.
By beating his whore. His whore.
Right.
And then we see that it's not his whore, which he was relieved. I was relieved. But then he played like it was, and
So he fooled her for the moment.
Yes.
But it's still that they are in like one wrong step, and if the wrong person finds out,
I feel
it's
like,
very, very bad.
yeah, I feel like this is gonna go very wrong eventually, but
Remember who that character was?
for now she's still safe.
The mistaken
Yeah,
whore?
the
Yeah.
main whore.
The main prostitute, the redhead, the one who was
Queen
with
whore.
Joffrey when he beat the other person, which is very unpleasant. And I remember he gave, in the very first episode, Tyrion gave her like a little necklace, and that's how she made the mistake.
Okay, got it. Yeah, but no, Joffrey beat her and her friend. A few
Just the
episodes
friend.
back.
She happily didn't get the brunt of the beating.
Okay.
It was gross in either case.
But yeah, for now, Cersei thinks she's in the driver's seat.
In a sucky place right now, but Tyrion and Shay avoided the X for the moment.
Correct.
I also liked I liked the Tyrion Shay scene. It was sweet, I thought. Like kind of reuniting.
He really likes her.
Yeah, which is probably a first for him. I'm not sure he's the kind of guy who, kind of like a cynical remove sort of thing. But he seems to be falling genuinely in love. It's
sweet.
Could be dangerous, though, Kayla.
Oh, yeah.
But it is sweet.
Love is blind.
Love is blind. Love is kind. Love is gentle. The other bits from King's Landing. Patient. I know there's a list somewhere there. The other bits are Tyrion and his buddies, Bronn and Varys, just planning for the siege of King's Landing. What's your read on those two at this point? We spent some time with them now, especially Varys. They have that nice conversation where they kind of just talk like buddies.
They do bring up Daenerys and her dragons.
So people are starting to know about that now.
Yeah. He's like, well, in the next 3 years, they're going to be full grown, and then it'll be a problem.
Right, but for right now, we got bigger problems to handle.
Yes. I like their friendship. I can never tell whose side he's on.
No, I think that's a common way of looking at him. It is hard to tell, because he's still helping Joffrey people. He's talking to his spies, but I think he might see kind of a kindred spirit, because they're both smart. They're both kind of not normal. You know, Tyrion's a dwarf. He's a eunuch. So they have that kinship going on for them.
An imp.
An imp, there you go. So hopefully they'll form a bond. And finally, we had Stannis and Davos, or as you know them, the Titanic captain.
John Smith.
Captain John Smith and his gruff king. They're heading for King's Landing.
You're going to put the captain from Titanic.
I did. I wanted to make sure you understood who it was. Do you have any read on their relationship? Because I know that they haven't been quite front and center, but they are important characters, so. So what do you think of those two?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't get a good read on them yet, because we don't see a lot of them.
We don't. We haven't seen a ton. I mean, we know what they've done. We know that Stannis killed his brother Renly by getting Melisandre pregnant with a crazy shadow baby.
Yes.
And we learned today that Davos is kind of a low-born guy who's risen in the ranks. So he's like a rags to riches sort of story. And he seems pretty humble about it. He seems like a decent person. And if Stannis takes the throne, he's going to be his hand. Who do you want to win? Because next episode, this will be exciting. This will be your first big battle episode.
Okay, I knew we were coming up to it soon. Everything's been building.
It's next week. It's all in one place for once. It's just Stannis attacking King's Landing and Lannister trying to defend against it. Who should win?
Ooh. That I don't know, because isn't the Stark army heading there too?
The Stark army I think it's kind of torn right now. You know, they're wondering, should we go back up north to kick Theon out of Winterfell, or should we stick around here and fight Tywin's army?
I don't like the Lannisters, but I feel like they're going to win. They just seem bigger and more powerful.
They're pretty powerful. But Stannis is sticks around for a long time, too. He's not going away. So who do you want to win? Just like instantly, who do you want to win?
Stannis?
Okay, Stannis. Kayla's in Stannis' camp. And we'll see whether he comes out triumphant next week when we watch Blackwater.
Because the only Lannister I like is Tyrion.
Yeah, the others are all terrible. So hopefully, but then again, Stannis did kill his brother, the Shadow Baby. So it's not like they're good on either side.
It's a lose-lose.
We'll see how it shakes down tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock, Wednesday. We'll see then latest news, the latest up in Kayla's journey, and hopefully some giveaways. We'll see if we can swing that or the next week. Any other questions before we go?
Love is dangerous in Westeros.
Love is dangerous in Westeros. Well said, person.
And on that note, we'll see you next week.
Good night.